shouldn't be bored. You should always have something to either better yourself or something creative-wise or do something to benefit the people around you.
Welcome to the Saginaw Art Museum podcast. The COVID-19 pandemic is altering the usual routines of people around the globe and around the block. As practices of social distancing and self-quarantine are implemented, artists are finding new ways to adapt to the changing landscape. In this series, Art at Home, we have conversation with artists and creative-minded individuals to understand the way these unusual times are impacting lives. Doug Julian photographs everything with a unique bent towards real estate and editorial projects. In Doug's view, the current stay-at-home order in Michigan is creating a unique opportunity to learn new skills. This interview was recorded on March 25th, 2020. So, hey, Doug Julian, thanks for being willing to come on the show and talk a little bit about what you are doing in the downturn here. You are a real estate photographer, an editorial photographer, and so usually you're in other people's homes. Tell me a little bit about how things have changed for you in the recent pandemic here.
Well, essentially, everything's shut down, so I'm just trying to catch up on projects that I've shot in the past. I would typically be out doing magazine shoots or real estate at this time. So right now I'm just catching up on the projects that I have on the back burner from earlier. They shut real estate down on Tuesday morning at midnight. So I rushed to get all of those projects completed. Shot 4 houses all over the region, Saginaw, Auburn, up to Glad, went over to Clare and back to Midland before midnight so I could hit the deadlines. Can't actually travel to photograph real estate, but we can do everything digitally, I believe. But we just can't have any showings, houses, or anything of that nature. So other than that, just catching up on old projects, whether it be video or photography.
Yeah, so this is one of those cases where it's interesting to think about the interconnectedness of the world, and when the real estate is impacted, you're impacted as well. As sort of an editorial photographer, in addition to doing the real estate work, do you feel like in your career you were hedging your bets a little bit there on purpose? Or, in this case, you can't really do too much about not having access to either one. But do you think that was like a strategy you were using when you were setting up your photography?
As far as specializing in certain things, or?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a jack of all trades. I know a lot of photographers that are my contemporaries kind of specialize in stuff. I don't really specialize in anything. I literally shoot everything, whether it be real estate or magazine work or commercial work or videography or it literally can be anything. Drone work. I'm a licensed commercial drone pilot. I kind of do everything. So I try not to pigeonhole myself as a one specific type of photographer, but I know a lot of people do that. It could be anything. It could be open heart surgery. I could be shooting out of an airplane. I could be doing portrait work. I could shoot babies. I could shoot weddings. I could shoot videography. I could shoot drone. Like it's literally everything.
Now that you have sort of this time to catch up on some of your professional projects, do you also have some personal projects that you feel have landed on the back burner that you want to work on or make progress towards? I know that sometimes those personal projects can take a back seat when you have clients to work with.
Yeah. So with me, I do get to shoot a lot of crazy cool stuff. So I kind of am, that creative void can be filled with a lot of work, but there are other things that I like to do. But for me, I think what I'm going to do in this kind of time off that I have is I'm going to really kind of focus on myself and my skills. I'll be doing a lot of like tutorial work. I always want to get better at videography because primarily I'm a photographer, but I do a lot of videography, but I want to really kind of improve that skill. So I'm trying to really looking at a few different like tutorial videos, things like that to kind of up my game when it comes to videography and that kind of stuff. And a lot of people don't know this, but before I was a photographer, I was a professional musician. I was a music teacher, played in bands, toured all over, did all that kind of stuff. It's a kind of an unknown fact about myself, but also been kind of working on a lot of music just kind of honing my skills as a drummer. I was a drum teacher and musician for about 15 years before I graduated from college and became a magazine photographer. So that's always in the back of my mind and always kind of something that I like to work on, just the craft of playing drums and being a musician. So I always have that to fall back on if I ever do get bored, which I never ever am bored.
Yeah, so boredom is not part of the problem here, huh?
No, as a matter of fact, having more hours in a day would always be better. I always, whenever I hear people say they're bored, I always think that's kind of odd. You shouldn't be bored. You should always have something to either better yourself or something creative wise, or do something to benefit the people around you, I guess. So I'm never a bored person. So
yeah. Well, that creative mindset and that attitude is really something that is going to help you out in a scenario like this, huh?
Absolutely. Like, some of my other photography buddies that if they can't do work and they don't necessarily have as much work as I do. Not that I have a ton, but I do. But some people that aren't as haven't been doing it as long as I have photography work to do because everything's shut down. So I have some friends that actually have thought about stocking shelves at Walmart or Myers. I actually even thought about doing that if it really did come down to it. I would do that just to pay bills, but I think I'm in a situation where I've gotten myself into where I'm pretty good right now, so I won't like go broke. But I would do that if it did come down to it. And I think that is actually kind of a noble thing to be doing right now. Kind of, it would be helping the cause by kind of stocking shelves and helping out in that kind of manner, I guess. But
what's one or two things that you might maybe miss during this limiting time? Are there some collaborations that you can't quite execute or things like that?
The thing I probably will miss, I guess, is the best part of my job is the interaction with really amazing, cool, fun people. Literally, that is the best part of my job. I think that's the thing I'm probably going to miss the most is running around. I always say running around with my hair on fire, but kind of running around, meeting new people, photographing them, and just hearing people's stories. I think probably that's the thing I really, really like best about what I do is I just get to meet so many amazing people and hear their stories and what they do and hear what they do. It's just literally the best part of my job. So that's the thing I think I'll probably miss the most.
Yeah, well, again, I appreciate you chatting a little bit here, and we'll look forward to better days ahead and hopefully see you in person sometime soon, be able to shake hands or fist bump or elbow bump or whatever we're doing these days.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Saginaw Art Museum podcast. You can stay connected with the museum through our website and social media channels. We invite you to become a subscriber of this podcast or become a monthly contributor to the show to help us carry out our mission of providing art for all.